Alright. Hello, welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDOstream. I'm DDO's community manager, Cordovan, and I'll be with you for the next hour, hanging out, answering some questions, and doing a bit of questing. We are a few days into the start of 2024. We all got back to work on Tuesday and hit the ground running. We have got a producer's letter in the works and some other big information that we're close to being able to reveal, but I can't say anything about today. Nothing. Other than, there's a world in which case next time we meet, which will be either next Friday or the Friday after that, you'll have all the information by then. We're right on the cusp of fast-tracking really our producer's letter. We'll see how quickly we can get it out. And if everything works out, we should have this information when next we meet. But today, I can't really say too much about it. I apologize about that, but that is just sort of the way it goes. It's a little loud, I think. Oh, I see. My own volume is loud. There we go. So we're going to have an answer to that question, Mary, when the producer's letter is released, and I can't let you know what that answer is today, but we're really close to releasing the producer's letter and getting right back with the release schedule. We have our anniversary coming up here in February, and a whole bunch more that we're going to be able to talk about. But today is right on the... We've only been working... So this will be day 4, right, that we've been working today. Because we got back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Friday. And besides the development side, which is cooking along like it normally does, there has been a flurry of activity as we get ready for the producer's letters and other big plans that we have here for 2024. However, today is really just on the cusp of all that stuff being able to be talked about. So I'm going to head in game and just get some questing done. I'm sure you're aware, if you don't know this yet, that we upped the card drop rate for sagas. So I figured today I'll just cruise through some quests and do generally stuff like that while I answer your questions. We have a crafting XP boost happening through the weekend. That's probably the most important bit of info.
The mechanism has been placed next to the evil artifact. No doubt some kind of security device. A member of the 12 nods you over. Eager, the librarian suddenly grabs the book.
What? No, I won't let him do that to you. We'll escape together before he gets here.
A burst of powerful magic knocks you down. When you find your feet again, you see that the librarian has run off with the Codex of the Infinite Planes. Or has the Codex run off with the librarian?
Don't try to stop us.
I mean, I'm going to. So what did we do over the break here? I had a good break myself. I know that we've had some really exciting live streams. I was able to watch some of the New Year's Eve raid stream that Axel and a whole bunch of other people were involved in, and I thought that turned out really good. I was really happy to see that over New Year's. I myself was busy with family and such during the holidays, so have not had much opportunity to do much anything other than that. And I am getting back into the swing of things myself here, so...
There are more! Oh, we must find them!
The librarian stops in her tracks, completely absorbed by her conversation. Meanwhile, the gatekeeper desperately tries to get her attention. The librarian
entering the new year with a lot of plans and a lot of work ahead of me. But it's pretty exciting if we're able to do everything that we want to do. You know, every year with the producer's letter, it's a snapshot of where we are at the time that we make it. And most years, you know, we stick to that schedule as best as we can. But it does happen sometimes that, you know, plans change. And so hopefully this year will be mostly accurate. But it's pretty ambitious, and there's a lot that we're going to be able to talk about here in the near future.
They're still after us! What's that? Very well. We'll try the power of chaos!
Oh, finally having hireling folders go on sale. The only credit I can take is just passing along your interest in us doing it, and the salespeople finally being able to make an offer and add it to the offer and things. I think it was a combination of recent work that was done for the store and elsewhere.
Bringing creatures from
I did get the chance to run my own dungeon
We'll send you to other planes
a little bit over the break, and that was cool.
Some kind of magic field. Then runs off.
I know for a lot of people it was a really good opportunity to get some past lives done. We had that nice VIP XP boost along with double bonus points and autos boxes, which I know some folks like to combo up to get themselves a nice past life. We have our hardcore season going until 9 a.m. on February 7th. So hopefully you've been digging this mini season of hardcore. I would also point out this is the final weekend to get those festival coins. And the Jester will stick around through the 14th. You know, through a week from Sunday, you'll be able to turn them in. But Sunday is the last day that you'll be able to actually get new coins from Dungeons in Eberron. So, hope you enjoyed this year's festival. I thought more people were... I thought I was going to see a little bit more video making and meme making about the snow person that you can turn into. People have disappointed me. I'll have to make some more videos myself, perhaps.
to the abyss with you.
But I thought that was the hot cookie of the year, although I know there's been some others that
Suddenly
were
find
pretty
yourself
popular.
completely submerged,
So,
as if you've been transported to the elemental plane of water in the wink of an eye.
you took videos and clips, Nimvind? Cool. So, the other big thing, and I would need to look up when PAX East is this year. It's like March or something, right? And I hear we got some pretty big PAX East plans in the works. I think I saw Cozy Bean has been mentioning that allegedly I'm going to be like in a hot tub somewhere with other streamers, and we're going to do a hot tub stream, which I think is kind of funny. I have to admit, the odds of me being shirtless on camera, 0. We're pretty close to it, I think. But not unless someone wants to hire a personal trainer for me for the next 60 days and somehow magically turn me into someone else. But it'll be fun nonetheless. It sounds like there should be some pretty fun kind of content creator style video at this year's PAX East. I hear we are also going mini golfing, which should make for some pretty fun content as well. I've always had this kind of pet project of D&D-ifying mini golf a bit. Like you would roll a d20, and then you would adjust your aim slightly to account for your roll. Maybe we can make that happen. It's true. Like, I'm not ashamed of my body or anything, it's fine. But at the same time, I'm not going to provide fuel to the folks who would love to have awful pics of me that they could put online. Although aren't most hot tub streams mostly inflatable pool streams, actually? So how much hot tub is actually in these streams? I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst thing I've worn to a player event. It's probably true. No, I'll be dressed up for the player meetup. I'm sure there'll be some kind of gathering. You know, big or small, there'll be some kind of gathering for PAX East. And I'll probably wear my dress shirt and jacket and things for it. I liked that kill. I thought it turned out pretty good. Oh, really? You went to Vegas as a stream group and did a thing like that? That sounds fun. I didn't see the video, though. I'll have to see it. That's cool.
Urges you to take the codex page he was studying.
So, on a somewhat more serious note, I can mention that we have got plans for hopefully 2024 to better support our content creator community. And it's too early for me to say much more than that about it because the various documents have not been signed and what have you.
You're not sure
But we do have plans for
legends in the demon population, no?
I don't know, some better programs that'll help support content creators. Twitch streamers, YouTube makers in particular, this is aimed for, but anyone making video content, really. At the very least, we're looking at some kind of system to better support you with, like, codes and giveaways and things like that. And that would be fun. It's tough being a content creator in terms of views. I think we do pretty well, really, on the DDO side. I know that there are some other games in our space that, you know, have been around for a little while in our MMOs and such that would love to have the kind of audience that we actually do have on a regular basis for DDO. But it's true that, you know, you can still fire up a stream and be a little lonely. And hopefully some of that are things that we'll be able to make inroads on 2024. But then some of it I think is just streaming. In some ways I feel like YouTube and Twitch is not about making content for others, but about making content for yourself. It's a tough world out there. There's a lot of competition, is there not?
The lecturer says you can take the codex page she was using as a prop.
Oops, that's not right. Which way do I want to go? I need to go... No, Voodoo is not an employee of Daybreak. He is his own employee. Any chance of an update that fixes minimum level not working in bank TR cache? Depends what flavor of not working you're talking about. Alright, so if I go... Oh, wrong side. Okay, so I need to... I think it's this one. Or also... So there's an issue with older items that need to be refreshed in the UI cache, and if you're one of those folks, then the only real solution is to pull it out of the cache and then put it back in. There's another issue where, I mean, there's several display bugs, but some of it is not a bug, it's functionality that exists in a certain space and kind of does what it does, whether intended or not. And so there are some longer-standing issues, most of which can be resolved by taking it out of the cache and putting it back in. But there are a few that we'll have to get to. I don't know that we'll ever be able to fix them. To some extent, it's a limitation of the technology used to drive the system. Perhaps maybe we can in the future. But it would also depend on the... It could be specific to an item, it could be endemic to the system. It's a whole bunch of options. So it would really just depend on what the item is, what the bug report is, etc. Sure, that's not going to work for the reincarnation cache, but then functionality to search the reincarnation cache by minimum level is extra functionality to begin with. So to some extent it may have some limitations that are a remnant of the system itself and may be somewhat unavoidable. Remember, the reincarnation cache is not meant to be long-term storage. It may be being used as that, but though it's not a system that can be supported long-term, really. The way it works doesn't really facilitate that sort of action. Alright. What are you saying? You don't immediately clear out your cache when you get a life? I'm shocked. I mean, I don't disagree with your assessment, I'm just saying. That's how this stuff rolls. Okay, why am I having trouble getting where I want to be? I can't remember which door I need. Clearly not that one. There we are. I would think a loot all button for the reincarnation cache would be a fairly dangerous thing. You're asking to suddenly pull a lot of things that don't exist and make them exist and then put them in the right place. But in theory, it's cool.
If only I could still dream. Feel my wings again, beating like thunder through the summer sky.
On the minimum level question, are you specifically talking about the reincarnation cache, or is your bug also happening on the shared account bank? That would also make a difference. Yeah. The system itself to allow for sorting by minimum level is a bit of work that is a little bit of engineering magic to begin with. So it may be one of those things that just kind of has some quirks. Oh, Bulwark, did you not shrine up? I'm guessing not. Okay. Either is a possibility, misting 50L. So there's a world in which there's a whole lot more information released soon, and there's a world where it takes another week or so to get out. And so I wouldn't want to give any kind of statement that would lead people to an expectation that something is going to happen at a given time and then disappoint them when it doesn't happen. But it could happen by the time we next meet. It's always dangerous to speculate on the producer's letter, because it drives so much kind of negativity if I'm not 100% right on the timing and such. It's better to just sort of keep quiet about it until it's ready.
I just need to get rid of this annoyance first.
Do you think the librarian has done his job with the reading conversation with the
I can say, though, that the producer's letter that I've seen so far is a pretty good detailed look at the year ahead. And it's a really good sense of what we're actually going to be doing. The challenge with that, of course, is that if it's not on the list, then there's some odds it won't be happening this year. But there's a lot on the list, so we'll be keeping pretty busy. Going back and having Bulwark shrine.
The librarian is now completely engrossed in her dialogue with the evil artifact.
No, no, no! That's 100 leagues away! Show me the pages near where I am. We haven't much time before he arrives.
There we are. You know, we've long talked about how Barrier Peaks would be awesome to bring to the game. It's kind of a classic for a lot of people. It would be fun. tricky one, though, because of the lasers and everything. But I agree. That's a problem that could get solved. That's fine. You just wouldn't want players to be running around with laser guns or something as a result of it. But
to your surprise, Calvin Riek allows you to take the codex page the Aurum had collected.
Titan, we have a lot of ideas for what we could do for universal trees. I don't know that I would want to comment as to the feasibility of one specifically, but I would say we have several that are in the works.
You place the codex pages on the
All sorts
device.
of systems,
It immediately draws the librarian's
archetypes,
attention.
classes, enhancements,
there?
universal and
More of your
otherwise,
pages?
epic destinies.
Let me get them for you.
The dispelment field flickers to life as you pull the switch, breaking the codex's hold on the librarian. What? What am I doing out here?
Why isn't the codex in the library?
While this crisis is over.
Yeah, I remember
It's
it used to be,
find a
PAX
permanent
East used to be in
fix to deal
February
with
as
the
well, but
codex.
I think they've moved it to
It's
March at this
corrupting
point.
Aura.
I mean, it's really alright. It's really better than what I have. Yeah. I mean, I would say in general, being able to see minimum level through something like the bank interface or the mailbox is added functionality, relatively recent added functionality from an employee who's no longer here. And so the ability to just sort of suss it out and fix it on the fly is somewhat difficult. It might be possible, it might not. I think my Dunkin' Donuts cup is leaking. But I guess I should drink the coffee. I'm being a good Massachusetts guy. I got some coffee. Well, the main reason I really need to keep things a secret at this point is that we're right on the cusp of actually releasing this information, and so I have to wait until thank you, till the time is right. It wouldn't do much good to hype people up, let's just say next week or the week after, if I already told you about it today, would it? So
somewhere on the top floor of the tower. He advises you to stay out of sight of the guards while you search.
besides, it's possible next week I'll be able to talk about it, and this week I can't, because it's still being hammered out.
By using the checkpoints you will find up in the rafters, you can stay above and out of sight. Inside this courtyard, you find a small vent high atop a trellis. Surely
We're definitely getting close for our next Lamania preview. You know, we just got back to work after the break, so it'll be a little bit longer before we can talk more about our plans for Lamania. But yeah, we'll be seeing something within the next, couple weeks from now, something like that. I have a way to get him. Yes, we are always making progress on kind of game performance and lag investigations. And while we were out for the holidays, we have people back and working on it some more. I know that there was one day in particular, Sunday was it, that was a little on the rough side. And we did some investigation into the cause of that. But ultimately did not find anything there from Sunday. It's hard to say what was going on. Perhaps a regional issue, maybe not. I don't know. But we were not able to identify something that we could actually, say, do on our end to resolve this. And it kind of cleared up on its own. Another indication was maybe a regional thing.
You find a room containing a service elevator leading to the upper level. The elevator takes you to a dark chamber full of machinery, likely in the back halls of the upper floor. To one side, you spot a small door through which you can hear the low rumble of voices. But first things first, find a way to avoid confrontation. You open this grate into a cramped vent.
Yeah, I'm a retro game nerd, for sure. Someone is saying, is Pac-Man my favorite game? Seeing the light behind me. I mean, I don't know about favorite game, but it's a game that's very iconic and I've enjoyed for years. So, sure, kind of. Why not?
Decorated as an office space.
But favorite, probably not. I'm not sure I could pick a favorite arcade, like classic arcade game. I don't think it would be Pac-Man, only because Pac-Man's got sort of repeatable AI, right? What you can learn the mazes in Pac-Man, whereas in Ms. Pac-Man you cannot, because you've got enemy AI in a way that, well, you can still learn a bunch of things, but they're a little smarter, and so I guess if any of them, it would be probably more Ms. than regular. But there's something to be said for the iconic classic.
You rattle the grate to no avail. Judging by the keyhole in its side, you'll need to find a key to get inside. You spy a small vent in the wall above the lounge, marked with a large purple crystal. Your eyes follow the pillars flanking the walls upward, and find a small vent fixed into the stone. A murmur of voices rises from further down the hall. The security construct flashes and a booming alarm rings out. Intruders, deploying reinforcements. You hear muffled voices as more guards teleport into the surrounding rooms. A configuration of light beams blocks your path. They hum with magical energy. You find a small silver key atop this dusty cabinet. The metal grate creaks open as you slap it.
Now it's a tough question. I mean, my favorite game is probably, I'm going to say it's DDO. Not just because I work for the company, but because over the years it's been the one that... Sure, why not? It's a favorite. Absolutely. And then I've got a bunch of favorites of classics. It's like asking someone who has like 10,000 records what their favorite record is. They don't know. Even if they pick one. Who knows?
Walls of magic energy. At its base is a dim purple crystal, matching the crystal marking the vent in the lounge. 2 other levers are fixed against the back wall.
You can't pick just one. So over the holiday break here, I picked up and got shipped to me that new Atari 2600. And so I've been messing with that a little bit over the holidays as well. That's been pretty fun. It takes all the original cartridges, but basically uses emulation on a chip and runs into your modern TVs and what have you. And that's been pretty cool. Because it's not just like asteroids and stuff, it's all the old carts. And someone like myself who has a pretty vast collection had a lot of fun with it.
The beam of light from the mirror strikes its target.
I also played some fun tabletop games. A lot of people over the holidays get the opportunity to play tabletop games as well. I don't know if that's you or not. Also, I never know how to solve this one. So what I usually do is I just fake it until I make it. And then most of the time it just magically solves itself when I'm not looking. And then sometimes it doesn't, and it takes forever. But eventually, you mess around enough, you'll get to where you need it to be. That's going to be hit, that'll have to be hit. And then this will have to be hit. Nope. Let's see. I don't think that worked, though.
The
There we
glowing
go.
dials dim,
Nice.
unlocking the red lever. The light beams guarding the lever sputter to a stop. The purple crystal on the pedestal lights up, signaling that the vent in the lounge has been opened.
Oops.
You crawl through the small vent.
Can I reiterate for those who don't know? Well, let me not die in combat here quick, and I'll get to your question. Someone's asking me to reiterate our license, is that right? Yeah, we're licensed through the standard Dungeons & Dragons license with Wizards of the Coast. Just like any other property they own. Is it free from whatever Hasbro does? Well, we don't talk about company stuff like that. But you know, we've been operating well for many years now. We see no sign of it ending.
Evidence of the mage's experiments line the walls.
Ooh, you played the old board game Dungeon. So I was thrilled when that got reissued. Was it a couple of years ago now? I have no idea. Time is a fickle thing. But yeah, I played Dungeon a lot when I was younger as well. Oops. Can I get Bulwark? Have Bulwark get me up. Let's see. Oh, maybe I should kill whatever's trying to kill me still. There we go. Do I have... I don't think I do. Nope.
Inside this room, you see more tools for the mage's experiments.
You little ones break so easy.
Oh, gosh darn it. Yeah, I used to play Dungeon. My brother had the original Dungeon board game from TSR back in the 80s. And we used to play it quite a bit, because in some ways it was a little bit like a D&D-ified Clue, although not really, but a little bit. And we really got into it at the time. It was fun. We also had, if you remember, there was an old electronic maze game for Dungeons & Dragons. I don't know if that was by Tomy or someone else, but it was a cool plastic castle with, quote, invisible mazes that you would discover what the maze walls were as you went around, and there was a dragon that moved independently and things like that as well. It was pretty cool.
You pull this lever and hear a door growing
I
open.
played that a whole bunch too. There was even a little handheld D&D game I remember, and that, I don't know who did that either. Almost like a Nintendo Game & Watch style game. And that was really cool. Alright.
An array of floor tiles is set on the stone floor.
Oh, I didn't need to do this. What am I even doing? I'm not going to mess with the tiles. I'm not sure your question, Titan. The removal of the taint of evil of the artifacts is what it is. I guess I'm not sure quite what your question is.
Another elevator stands before you at the end of this hallway, leading up to the top floor. The Inkwell of Orion must be somewhere up above.
Yay.
Sleep. Sleep and dream. The hunt will wait for now.
Oops. You. Rest. You. So my understanding is that for the most part you can get rid of the taint of evil from the weapons by upgrading them using the raid altar, but there may be a few alignment issues that remain regardless. And so having the regardless also work is something that we would have to do in the future. Well, Johnny Hunt.
You exit the elevator to the top
Stay tuned.
floor of the tower. The inkwell of Orion must be close by.
Uh-oh.
Various antiquities and powerful magical artifacts are stored inside this room. Yet the inkwell of Orion does not seem to be here with them.
I have not heard of any plans to offer rogue hirelings for gold. That has always been a premium hireling feature, and one I would expect that we would retain long term. I have also not heard of plans to spend, our relatively precious engineering time on working on hireling AI. It's not to say it could never happen, but it would be a big project. It would probably be a rewrite of hirelings altogether. And, well, it's certainly something we might be able to do in the future. It's not on our agenda at this time. I don't know. Did we ever offer rogue hirelings for Plaid on the Epic side? I guess that would somewhat surprise me, but I suppose, okay. I suppose on Epic they figure at that point anyone who really needs to get through a trap can.
Scarlet light beams that divide the room into a maze.
right.
You see a large ritual circle on the floor and a barrier of light beams. Beyond stands your final goal, the inkwell.
That maze room is pretty
A
tricky.
voice rings out.
You have to be kind of careful where you're walking there. You really do.
Into this chamber. Scanning. Unauthorized personnel detected. Commence final defense. You hear a low rumble as something teleports into the room. The mages have summoned a horde of demons, and they are out for blood.
Stunned. No, I'm not. Got a kitty looking to say hello to the stream here, I think, as we wrap up the show. I'm sure it's not because she wants me to take her outside, but I'm in the middle of a fight. As soon as I'm done. Oh, just in time there. Nice. Yay! Almost. Oh no! Oops. Man, I am running into some struggles here, unfortunately. I just need to get through this fight. I don't know if I can. It is after time anyway, but I kind of don't want to... one more time. Give it a shot. Oops. Or not. Well, I think that'll be it anyway. Alright, well, it's too bad I didn't quite get this one done, but I will get this one done later when I'm not trying to multitask. Alright, well, that's going to wrap it up here for Fridays at 4 for this Friday on twitch.tv/DDOstream. You'll find the show afterwards over on YouTube. I am not sure I'm going to be here next week. I will let you know next week as to whether or not I'm streaming. I might take next week off, and then I'll be back the week after, and then I think I'm going to be off that next week as well. But, so a little bit of a scattered set of streams here for January, but I just mentioned we've got a producer's letter incoming and some exciting news that we'll be announcing along with it. So I'll be making sure that I'm on that Friday of whenever that happens. Is it going to be next week? Stay tuned. And we'll have more in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone. You can find the full schedule over on our Twitch page. Check out some of the other shows. Talk to you again soon. Have fun.